Hello everyone, welcome to Chapter 5, Lesson 4, Terminating and Repeating Decimals. So predict two things after scanning the lesson. I know one thing is going to be use bar notation. And the other thing will be how to find a repeating decimal. So some vocabulary. It says any number that can be written as a fraction is called a rational number. Every rational number can be written as a terminating decimal or a repeating decimal. So a terminating decimal, the thing you want to look at is the word terminate. Terminate means to end. So the terminating decimal is going to be a decimal that ends. A repeating decimal is just like how it says, is going to be repeating. So I know the decimal form of a rational number 0.333333, that's a repeating decimal. The decimal form of a rational number which has a repeating digit of 0 is here. When it says repeating digit of 0, that means I can repeat the zeros. So now the real world link. It says Jude is buying fruit snacks for party favors. He asks the cashier for a half pound of fruit snacks. Express 1/2 as a fraction. So 1/2 as a fraction is going to be 1/2. Write the decimal that represents half a pound. For a half as a decimal is going to be 5/10. Suppose Jude wanted to buy 1/3 of a pound. What decimal would the scale show? Well, if we want to do 1/3, the decimal is going to be a repeating decimal. It's going to keep saying 33333. So words for rational numbers, so as we said before, they can be written as fractions. So fractions, terminating, repeating decimals, percents, and integers are all rational numbers. Every rational number can be expressed as a decimal by dividing the number by the denominator. So what this says is you take the rational number and you take the numerator and divide that by the denominator, and you're going to get your decimal. So bar notation. Bar notation is when we get a repeating decimal, such as 545454. If you just put a bar on top of it, that means that 54 is going to repeat. Same thing with this one, 58333333. We put the bar notation on top of the 3, that indicates that the 3 is going to always be repeating. So example 1, write 5/12 as a decimal. So this is going to be 5 divided by 12. And if we take 12 and put that into, it cannot go into 5. And then the decimal goes on top of the decimal. And I'm going to add a 0. 12 goes into 50 4 times. It's going to be 48. And 12 goes into 20 1 time. 8, and then put the 0 down. 12 goes into 80 6 times. And if you notice, we're going to keep getting the same exact pattern. So what I can write this is instead of 416666666, I can just go 416 thousandths with the bar notation on top of the 6. So got it? It says write each fraction as a decimal, use bar notation if necessary. So I did long division for each one. We did 1 divided by 6, and we got 16 hundredths with the bar notation on top of the 6. I noticed that my answer was 4, and it's just going to keep repeating, and I'm going to get So 6 is going to go to 46 times, 6 times each time. For B, same thing. I noticed that I got 80 again, because 9 goes into 88 times, 9 goes into 88 times, so I know that's just going to be repeating 8. For C, this one was a little bit more interesting, had to go a little bit deeper. 11 goes into 21 time, and then 11 goes into 98 times. 11 goes into 21 time, and then 11 is going to go into 98 times. So if you notice, the bar notation for C went on top of both the 1 and the 8, because both the 8 is the whole 18 is going to be repeating. In comparison to A and B, I only put the bar notation on one number because only the 6 will be repeating in A, and only the 8 will be repeating in B. So example 2, you can write -2/9 as a decimal. You're going to get the same thing except for we have -2. It's going to be a negative number. Write -2 and 2/3 as a decimal. So remember, when we have mixed numbers, as a decimal, my whole number is just going to go in the front. And then 2/3 is just going to be 6666666. 2/3 is one of those ones we should remember. And by the way, this is for my class. Now that we are in the second trimester, I do allow you to use calculators. So for D, E, and F, we have -2500ths, -8300ths with the bar notation on top of the 3. And we already did 1 divided by 6 in the first got it, so I just got the information from there. I just put the -2 in front of it. So we have -2 and 16th hundredths with the bar notation on top of the 6. But like I said, we already did 1 divided by 6 and I got it from before. This is example 4. Frankie made 34 out of 44 free throws this season. To the nearest thousandth, what is his free throw average? So we have 34 over 44. If you put that in a calculator, we get 772727. So to the nearest thousandths, this is tenths, hundredths, thousandths. We're going to have 773 thousandths. So go ahead and try G. So for G, I did teach this shortcut in class. Is 9 students surveyed, 4 preferred exercising in the morning, express this as a fraction, or express this fraction as a decimal. Whenever we have something over 9, it's going to be the same repeating number. This is for numbers 1 through 8. So I know based on this pattern, 4 over 9 is going to equal 4 with the bar notation on top. But that is the end of the video, so thank you for watching.